start with a question using the method of Irina, shouting. Are there any Catholics in the audience? Really? Okay. For the Catholics, have you ever been in a monastery, in a convent of nuns? Okay. Have you ever, and do you know what is really happening in a convent of nuns? Behind the walls. Have you ever wondered if the jokes they tell about nuns are true? You know that they bring a man in the convent in the night. Tonight I'm gonna spill the beans because I have lived in a convent of nuns. It all started when I was 19 years old and I was moving from a small village, very boring, in the south of Italy to Rome, the big city, where adventure and wild experiences were waiting for me. Finding a house in Rome, impossible. I looked and looked and looked, nothing. It was in that moment of desperation that my mom lured me into the possibility of renting a room in a convent of nuns. It was not easy. You needed a very good recommendation from a bishop. But my mom would arrange that. And I said yes. And I moved to Rome into the convento delle suore del Sacro Verbo Incarnato di Gesù Cristo. Translation: Convent of the Sisters of the Incarnated Word of Jesus Christ. Embarrassing. The rules of the convent were clear. Curfew at 9 p.m. No visitors, no miniskirts. The gates of the convent were opening at 8 o'clock in the morning and closing at 9 p.m. By then, everyone had to be inside. Otherwise, your parents would be informed, the bishop would be informed, and you would be kicked out from the convent. The jokes about the nuns bringing men into the convent, fake news. The convent was surrounded by a 5-meter barbed wire wall with camera systems. Alcatraz, by comparison, was a kindergarten. I accepted my fate. And I decided to follow the rules until the day I meet Francesco. Beautiful like a god. Eyes blue like sapphires. He asked me for a date. And I said yes, immediately. And he said, wow, wonderful. Let's go tomorrow evening, let's go out and we go dancing. And me, dancing like after 9 p.m.? He said, yes, of course. And we left. I had a problem. But the perfume. But stroke of genius, I remember that there was a guy at the university I knew who had a very similar voice to my dad. I called him and I asked him if he could call the sisters, pretending to be my dad, and saying that I had to sleep in my own house for a birthday the day after. And he did it. Second problem, I didn't have a place to stay because the gates of the convent were opening in the morning. And I heard about a disco club that was basically doing after hours and was staying open all night. And I asked Francesco if we could go there. So everything was set. Date night comes. I was super excited, super nervous, super happy. Everything goes well until 3 o'clock in the morning. We are dancing. Francesco, Daniela, I'm tired. Go home. No way, I'm having so much fun. Let's stay, absolutely. Okay. 4 o'clock, Francesco. Daniela, I'm really tired. Should we go home? And me, no, absolutely not. I'm not tired at all. I want to stay until the end. Let's stay until the end. And Francesco, okay, bye. As soon as he left, I was looking for a couch exactly like here to collapse. I found my couch, I collapse, fall asleep. Until I opened my eyes, the security guard was looking at me, said, Signorina, we are closing, you have to leave. Okay, it was already morning. I basically tried to wake up, get my jacket, go outside. It was raining, really cold. I could not find any taxi, start to walk in Rome, walking. I had to walk to the convent. I go to bed, collapse, and basically sleep all night. I haven't seen Francesco since then. Never seen him again. And needless to say, my dating life was over. Too complicated. To compensate the absence of dating life and adventures and wild experiences, I decided to organize mini parties in my room with a lot of alcohol. In one of these mini parties, things got out of hand. Boom! My roommate was lying on the floor, unconscious, and she caused the fall of a wardrobe next room. It looked like an earthquake. Boom! The windows were shaking. It was in the middle of the night. Nuns, hysterical nuns, screaming, running on the stairs. Ah, help! Help! No one knew what happened until they did. First thing in the morning, I was summoned by Suor Maria, the Mother Superior. My parents were informed, the bishop was informed, and I was kicked out from the convent. Yes. The years have passed, and the memory of the convent has faded away, but the lessons I learned there are still very clear in my mind. I learned that I always have a choice, no matter what. I learned that every choice has consequences, and I have to take responsibility for the consequences. And I learned to love more my parents, because despite their embarrassment, they forgave me, and they allowed me to stay in Rome. I finally could rent my apartment with adventures and wild experiences. And I knew that this was their way to tell me that they accepted me the way I am.
I was in 2020, I think in March, I was doing this workshop in storytelling in a monastery. We were there for the weekend, and they offered us to stay overnight after the workshop. So like they put us in those tiny rooms that used to belong to the monks. What are they called? No, we don't know. That's fine. Everyone is very secular. But it's the funny thing, you know, you're in this place that's like being used as monastery for many years, and there's still nuns, there's just not enough of them to fill all the rooms. And you're staying in this room, and I'm all alone, and it's like, it's a waste to just go to sleep. Like you think you have to do something. So like, you know, I drank like a glass of wine on my own. I was like, hey, God is watching, I guess. I don't know. And I, you know, I masturbated. Like, what else could you do in the world? And then a week later, the lockdown was announced in the Netherlands. So I don't know if it was related with but just so you know, the pandemic might have been my fault. Cool. Shall we do another story?